All right, let's talk about Power BI. If you've ever stared at a spreadsheet and thought, there has to be a better way, well, you are in the right place. Today, we're going to walk through the entire learning journey, breaking down exactly how you go from a total beginner to a Power BI pro. This isn't just about learning a new tool. It's about changing the way you see and use data.
So, first things first, why even start? What's the big deal? Well, it all begins with understanding the promise of Power BI. We're talking about a tool that doesn't just make prettier charts. Nope. It can seriously change how you work, how you make decisions, and honestly, it can be a huge boost for your career.
And look, let's be real. Most of us live in Excel. We know it inside and out. But think about it. You've got these static tables. You're constantly hitting refresh manually. Your charts are fine. But with Power BI, you're making a massive leap. Those static tables, they become fully interactive dashboards. Manual updates? Forget about them. You can schedule a refresh. And you go from basic pie charts to a whole world of custom visuals and amazing maps. It's a complete game changer.
Okay, so you're sold on the promise. Where do you start? Well, that brings us to the most critical stage, the foundation. This is where we learn how to take all that messy, raw data from different places and turn it into a solid, reliable blueprint. Seriously, if you get this part right, everything that comes after is so much easier. The whole workflow really breaks down into these 4 core steps. It's a simple path to follow. First, you get the data. Second, you clean it up and shape it. That's transformation. Third, you build the relationships between your data. That's modeling. And finally, the fun part, you build your reports and visualizations. This is your roadmap.
And one of the first things you'll love is just how flexible Power BI is. It is not picky at all. You can pull in data from literally anywhere. The usual suspects, Excel files, CSVs, but also from serious SQL databases, straight from a website, or from your company's SharePoint lists. It's built to work with the data you already have, wherever it is.
Once you've connected to your data, you enter what I love to call the data workshop. It's the Power Query Editor. This is where you roll up your sleeves. You're not analyzing anything yet. You're cleaning, you're shaping, you're getting your raw materials ready. You're splitting columns, fixing weird date formats, and getting everything just right for the next stage.
And that brings us to this next idea, which is just perfectly said here. Data modeling is like drawing the blueprint before you build the house. You just wouldn't do it, right? You wouldn't build a house without a plan. Same thing here. You don't build a report without a solid data model. This is where you connect your tables and make sure everything talks to each other correctly.
Now, building that blueprint involves a few key ideas. Don't let the terms scare you. You'll create relationships, basically just drawing lines between your tables. You'll need to understand cardinality, which is just a fancy way of saying how the tables relate, one-to-one, one-to-many. Most of the time, you'll aim for a star schema, which is just a super clean way to organize everything. And a real pro tip, build a dedicated date table. It will make all your time-based calculations so much easier later on.
Okay, deep breath. You've done the hard work in the background, your data is clean, the blueprint is solid. Now we get to the really fun part. This is where all that prep work pays off, and we get to actually bring that data to life with visuals you can see, touch, and interact with.
Power BI hands you this incredible toolkit. Yeah, you've got your standard bar charts and tables, but you also get these really powerful things like interactive maps, big, bold KPI indicators, and cards that just scream your most important numbers. And my favorite part? Slicers and filters. They let you put the power directly into your users' hands, so they can explore and find their own insights.
And that's really the magic right there. This is the moment you stop presenting a boring spreadsheet and you start telling an interactive story. Every single click, every filter, reveals a new piece of the narrative. It lets people explore their own curiosity and answer questions you might not have even thought to ask.
Now, to really unlock the deepest insights, you have to learn the language of Power BI. And that language is called DAX, Data Analysis Expressions. I know, the name sounds a little intimidating, but just think of it like Excel formulas, but on steroids. It's how you go beyond the simple drag and drop and start creating your own custom calculations to ask really smart questions.
Pretty early on with DAX, you're going to run into a really important choice. Should I make a calculated column or a measure? Here's the difference. A calculated column is static. It physically adds a new column to your table. A measure, on the other hand, is dynamic. It calculates on the fly based on what the user is clicking on. For truly interactive reports, measures are where the real power is.
Having a great report on your computer is one thing, but its power multiplies when you share it. And that's what the Power BI service is for. You publish your report to the cloud, you can pin your favorite visuals to a dashboard, and you can collaborate with your whole team. This is also where you set up those scheduled data refreshes we talked about. It turns your personal analysis into a living, breathing asset for everyone.
So once you're comfortable with all of that, building reports, writing some DAX, sharing them, the journey isn't over. That's when you can start to really master the pro tools and go to that next level of expertise.
At the expert level, you're going to dive way deeper into DAX. You'll master things like time intelligence functions to easily do year-over-year comparisons. And you'll become best friends with the calculate function. It's like the Swiss Army knife of DAX. It lets you manipulate the context of a calculation to answer really complex business questions. It's powerful stuff.
And you know, being an expert isn't just about DAX. It's about things like row-level security, to make sure people only see the data they're supposed to see. It's about optimizing your report so it's lightning fast, even with millions of rows. And it's about extending Power BI by integrating it with other powerful tools, like Python or R, to do some really advanced analytics right inside your report.
So after going through this whole journey from beginner to expert, what do you really get? Yeah, you get a new skill, but it's more than that. You gain what is basically a career superpower in today's world.
And I mean that literally. Mastering Power BI opens up real, tangible career paths. Companies right now are desperately looking for people in these roles. Data analyst, BI developer, business analyst. Having Power BI on your resume makes you incredibly valuable in the job market. Full stop.
And that really brings us to the heart of it all. Every single dataset, it doesn't matter if it's a small spreadsheet or a massive corporate database, it has a story locked inside of it. This whole journey we just walked through, it's about giving you the key to unlock that story. So, the only question left is, are you ready to tell it?